My name is Jeannine Armour, and as far back as I can remember, I've always been a tomboy. Whether it was catching a fish or chopping wood, I was interested in what it was the guys were doing. Hard work and determination have allowed me to succeed in male-dominated atmospheres. Along my journey, I have met other women excelling in non-traditional industries. They inspire me and share my spirit. And if you tell us we can't do something because we're women, we're going to work twice as hard to perfect it.
80% of my clients are male.
He did not think women should be in the trade.
It was the biggest risk I ever took.
I get as dirty as all the guys get and do any and every job that the guys can do. You don't have to be the smartest. You do have to be motivated. But you always remain a lady.
The custom bike world roared onto the scene in the early 90s. You could almost smell the testosterone. As cycle designers and owners dazzled us with cool looks and sick designs. Originality took center stage, but despite the diverse personalities and talent, one thing remained conspicuously missing. Growing up on a mink farm in the small town of Eden, Wisconsin, Nicole was always dabbling in drawing. She lettered her dad's pickup truck at the age of 13. Fifth in the line of 7 sisters, her natural ability and drive have helped her achieve some unbelievable work. 12 years ago, she took a chance, opening her own custom shop in an industry where women often take the back seat.
I started with a local bike rally in Fond du Lac here, and it just took off from there. It's funny because when I first started doing bike rallies, all the bikers, you know, stereotype, we were afraid. We were just afraid. You see bikers and but they're the nicest guys, they're down to earth. You know, 80% of my clients are male. It was the biggest risk I ever took.
Taking that risk paid off, and Nicole has turned out some of the hottest bike designs ever since. Today we're meeting up with her in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where Nicole's Sign Works is located. So here we are in the shop, and it sounds like Nicole's working on something in the back. Let's go check it out. Hey Nicole, how's it going?
Oh good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks for having me back. The shop looks awesome. How's business been going?
Actually, this summer has been crazy busy.
Yeah?
So I think we did a lot of neat things since you've been in last.
Good, cool. Now this looks familiar here. What do you got going on?
It should, it's yours.
Oh, this is my board?
Yeah, this is your board.
Wow, it looks way better than when I sent it to you.
Right, it came in red, so
Yes.
Horrible
red.
Yeah, when I did talk to you, you said your favorite colors were green and purple.
Uh-huh.
So what I did last night then is we based it with the black. This morning then started shooting it with the organic green.
Okay.
Realistic flames.
Yep.
So this is like the first stages of it. So I'm glad you're here. Now we're at the stage that we could actually go up on the computer, design some flame templates for it.
Okay.
We'll come back down, we'll mask it all off, and then water droplets.
Water droplets. I remember that from last time.
Yeah, and you really like those, so I'm going to incorporate it in your board.
Awesome, that sounds great.
And that's something actually you would be able to help me with, so
Uh-oh.
you're not going to be able to screw that up.
All right, we'll see
and
what
then
happens.
At least you have some hands on your board too.
Definitely, cool. Well, do you want to go upstairs then and check out
we're
the
ready?
computer?
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
sounds
go.
good. Transforming this board into a slick, flame-glazed masterpiece is no simple task. The first step? Scan a picture of my board into the computer.
So now it's 2-dimension.
At this point, Nicole chooses which flame template will work best.
Do you like these first of all?
Yeah, those are
okay.
cool.
Well, good. That'll work then.
Once the flames are chosen,
Now we're to the stages that we can actually make a flame template. In the half the time, we're going to have it masked. So
wow, that's pretty wild. She sends the template to a plotter downstairs to be printed. Once it's printed and cut, she'll mask it to the board and get to work. As Nicole runs through the process with ease, it's hard to believe she's never had any formal training.
People are mostly amazed at that I didn't go to school for it. But honestly, it cannot be taught.
While Nicole's steady hands allow her to make each project unique, it's her steady spirit that allows her to push beyond the industry stereotypes. At first sight, Nicole may not be what most in the market expect to see. In fact, when prospective clients approach her at rallies, it is often because they mistake her for a bike model.
There was one situation we were at a bike rally, and I believe it was in Milwaukee for the 105th. And I have a lot of sisters and they help out, so our tent was all full of girls. And a guy walked in and asked where the male was behind the scenes. Obviously, he thought we couldn't handle any of it, so we told him to go to the next tent.
And while some think Nicole's looks give her an advantage over the competition, she's fine with that.
Even at the rallies, I don't think of it that way. You know, and a lot of people say I have an advantage because I am a girl, and so be it if I do, but they're still going to have an awesome product at the end.
Now that the board is masked off with flames, it's time for me to try my hand at a very technical step in the process.
So her dude is just going to spray some drops on here.
Here goes nothing.
I am just completely amazed that you actually use water to get water drops. Who'd have thought?
It's an easy trick.
It is.
Water Drops 101.
Water Drops 101 by Nicole Bratz.
I gotta say, it was pretty awesome to have a hand in the designing of my snowboard, and it's not hard to understand why Nicole finds this job so fulfilling.
I think we got it.
All
That's
right.
pretty good.
Sounds good.
Honestly, the best part about it at the finished product. Sometimes I even look back and think, wow, somebody obviously was helping me too.
And even though Nicole is the heart and soul of her business, she admits she's had a lot of help along the way.
Oh no, there's been a lot of encouragement, and I believe no one could get where they're at without help. I've had tons of help, tons of support. Yeah, I have a great family, friends. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I would thank today for helping me get to where I'm at today.
And that gratitude just might push her to teach something she never sat in a classroom to learn.
That would probably be the next thing I'd want to accomplish later on in my life, is to actually teach people that, you know, starting out where I started out way back. I had the help and the support. I would like to kind of pay it back. I strongly believe if you have dreams, if you have the passion and the drive, you can pretty much accomplish anything that you want. And I'm just glad I did.
Nicole, this snowboard looks awesome.
Well, thanks. Actually, I brought you over to this board to show you pretty much what yours is going to look like when it's finished. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish yours today, but I wanted to show you with the water droplet flames that we did earlier. I'm going to outline yours in the purple, obviously like I've outlined his in the blue. So you have your purple green color combination going on in yours, and it's personalized for you.
Awesome. I can hardly wait to see the finished product. Well, thank you so much for allowing me into your world today. I learned a lot, had a great time, and I have to say it is really, really cool to see a female out there rocking the custom paint world. So thanks so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
The female gender is no stranger to the welding industry. Rosie the Riveter came to be during World War II when wives and mothers were told to put on an apron of a different kind. Across America, women put down their irons and picked up their torches. When the war was over, most went back to their former roles in the home. Today, there is a new generation of women who choose to work in the trades. The physical and mental obstacles they face are no joke. For them, the challenge is worth it. Pat Daniels is a no-nonsense kind of lady, whose incredible work ethic and determination have earned her every ounce of the respect she demands. Growing up in Chicago, it was her father, a boat racer turned marketing director for Evinrude Motors, who taught her at a young age that her life's ambitions did not need to be limited by her gender.
I used to hang around with him a lot because it was a lot of fun. The stuff he did was what people would want to do when they were on their off time. He was the first marketing person that supported women's outdoor fishing. contests. So that was probably groomed me for thinking that women, you know, whatever they do, they can do.
At 18, Pat moved out and dove into the working world.
When I moved out of the house, I had to work, which I mentioned. So I did work for a couple of years at Evinrude, and then I wanted to move on. And so I got a job as a legal secretary.
When she met her husband, she took on a new job title, stay-at-home mom. After a few years, she realized she needed more. Pat applied for college and began looking for work in the field she had left, when her husband, who was a welder, pointed her in a direction she hadn't considered.
What my husband kind of said flippantly to me one night was, well, you know what I can do. You know what I do in life. You can do that. Why don't you just go down there and take those tests?
Those tests were for a pre-apprentice position in the welding trade. Pat took them and passed.
Let's go in the booth. Now, passing them is one thing, but really rising to the top, which is what you have to do. You have to get to the top of a ranked list to really be offered a job.
She wasn't at the top, so she studied with a tutor and took them again.
It was at that point I jumped up like 32 positions on the list, and in 2 weeks I actually was offered a job.
So I met up with Pat at Steamfitter Local 601, where she's been an instructor for the past 10 years. Hey, Pat, how's it going?
Janine, hi, welcome.
How are ya?
Great.
Well, thanks so much for having me down here at the training school. I can see that we're in your office, and I was wondering if you could give me a little rundown on what happens here at the school.
Well, basically what you're looking at is the hub of the training schools. We have 2 schools. We have 59 journey level workers that teach here. We also have 300 apprentices, 1,700 journey level workers, and they're all coming through here to take their classes and get their current education. So it's kind of the hub, making it all run smooth, keeping it all together, kind of like herding cats.
Wow, I guess so. Now, I also hear you have a little bit of a claim to fame. I don't know if you minded sharing that with me today.
I'm very proud, very humble, but very proud of the fact that I'm the first woman in the United States to be appointed at a full-time training position for any local union in the United States. So I'm very proud of that.
That is awesome. You should be proud. Now, do you mind giving me a tour around the school today?
I was looking forward to it. Let's go.
All right.
We'll have foreman certifications. We'll have industrial.
As we toured the classroom, Pat explained that before she was able to teach, she had to prove herself in an industry where gigantic egos come with the territory.
This is a triple extra large macho trade. This is not what most young ladies are looking to get into.
The reception she was given on her first job site was less than inviting, and it was clear she had quite a bit of headway to make.
The superintendent was a little taken aback that I was a female. And so it was a little more difficult. They said, okay, you know, outside, let's see what you're made of. And so they kind of threw me out, you know, and they said, you see that big pole barn out there? And this huge pole barn was full of all kinds of welding cables and, you know, just hoses and equipment, and it was a mess. And they said, okay, you just stay back in that barn and you clean out that barn. I would cry. Literally the first night, the first week, every night, I went home and cried. And I said, I don't think I can do this. Everything's so big. There's wrenches that are 4 feet tall. I'm 5 foot nothing. I don't think I can do this. I got to get up on these ladders. This is scary. I don't know that I'm cut out to do this. And he was my biggest supporter. And he just kept saying, well, the only reason that it's heavy right now is because you haven't done it. You will build the muscles to do it. Just keep doing it. And then you will not be scared of ladders. You're only scared of ladders if you've done it all your life and you still get on a ladder and you're scared.
With her husband in her corner and the will to see it through, Pat finished the job and sent a message. She was ready to work.
I was changing the minds of 2,000 to 3,000 people slowly that I can do the job you give me. Might have to do it a little different than you because you're all bulked up and muscly or really tall, but I'll get it done.
Get it done she did. These days, she's still changing minds, this time in the classroom.
Anybody know a famous apprentice?
So what does a classroom look like to you when you walk into it?
Well, when I walk into it, it looks 95% male.
Oh, wow.
Little bit intimidating sometimes, but basically the students look at me and they're wondering about who I am and what's going to result from a woman being in front of them.
So you can actually feel that reaction from the guys when you walk in?
Absolutely. They're weighing, they're judging you at all moments, and basically I think you just have to make sure that you give them the respect and the skills that they're looking for, and it all works out.
Yeah. Now, what's the difference between when you first got into the trade as opposed to now with the reactions of guys?
There's been a big difference. Back in the day, so to speak, things were not as social, they were not as accepting. So if I went on a job site, it would be quite a different reaction about a woman being involved in a male, based society. Now I think it's softened over a little bit. I think women coming in have more of a chance to present who they are, what their skills are, prior to a lot of prejudging being done.
So now they kind of realize that you're just here to do the same thing they are, huh?
I believe that the younger generation has brought that forward with them, and I think it's a benefit for all of us.
Pat has seen an increase in the amount of women in the trade in the last few years.
Oh man, I'm excited about it. I like to see these young ladies consider those options and get a good career and have a lot of fun and make a good living. One thing I've always said though is usually for women that get in a field that's non-traditional, there is a male hand that puts you there. There is a male that was not scared or not scared enough to say, okay, this is the person we should be hiring, irregardless of what's going to happen. I'm going to give her that hand, and let's see what she'll do with it. And that's what happened to me.
All right, Pat, let's do this.
Okay, well, let's see what you're made of. But first, let's take a quick look and a little reminder here. You're going to start drag your stick over this in the middle of the tack.
Okay.
You're going to slowly bring it into the keyhole here. Watch your puddle as you come around. Make sure you're bouncing in between here, okay? You want to make sure you wave in there and catch that root pass real good.
Okay.
Let's see what you're made of. Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
Let's clean it off a little first, see what we got here. Okay. Well, you know what? That's not so bad.
Be nice to me, Pat.
Thing is
I'm an amateur.
It's been a while, right? It's been a while, and you were able to run that rod out, and that's good. Looks like you were pointing back a little bit. You see how the metal is going backwards like that? And you're pointing up a little bit rather than center to the center of the pipe.
She was nice, and actually, my bead wasn't half bad. The satisfaction that came with knowing I could do it, and did, made it easy to understand why Pat loves her job.
And I feel so proud and satisfied about my knowledge and my independence. So I'd encourage all young ladies, not just women that have gone through life and done things, all young ladies to give other types of careers a thought. Think about them. Try them. Light up something, see if you enjoy it. Pick up something, try it, see if you enjoy it. Because you'll know when you do it, you'll feel that jump in your heart. That jump in your heart is saying, this is something I like. Give yourself those opportunities. Don't limit yourself to just what society wants you to do, because there's so much more to it in life. And you never know what that is until you try it. And there's all kinds of opportunities out there. Do it.
From someone who teaches men to someone that lives and works side by side with them every day. Today we're visiting the home of a remarkable woman. That's right, for the next 24 hours, this is home to Captain Stephanie Hampton of the Milwaukee Fire Department. Let's go meet her.
When it comes to male-dominated industries, firefighting is at the top of the list. The job requires strength, quickness, and bravery. 3 characteristics that for much of history have been used to describe men. There's a small percentage of women that have proven they have what it takes to climb on a rig and answer the call.
Captain Stephanie Hampton could have easily become a statistic.
I'm your prime example of someone that should have been a statistic.
The youngest child of a single mother, Captain Hampton became a mother herself at the age of 15.
Oh, that didn't go over well. When you have 5 brothers and you're, to them, their little sister, yeah, that was a big deal. I had such an awesome mother, and her thing was, you know what, you can still, you know, do whatever you want to do. Don't bring any more babies in this house, which I didn't, and she supported me.
At 17, she joined the Navy and served 4 years. When she came out, she needed a job. Her brother, a firefighter himself, offered a suggestion.
His question was, what are you going to do? Well, I'm like, I don't know. I still have to take care of my son. So he told me the fire department was hiring, so I said, okay, I'll try it.
Not only did she try, she turned it into a successful career.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
I am good.
Thanks so much for having me today. So this is home for you for the next 24 hours, huh?
This is it, till
All right.
8 tomorrow morning. Would you like to look around?
Absolutely.
All right.
Engine 8, man 4.
Here we go. We never did get to look around. Truth is, the med truck is where Captain Hampton and her partner Sharon spend most of their 24-hour shift. They run Med Unit 4, a first response unit on Milwaukee's northwest side.
First time, you got two sisters on the rig, okay?
Captain Hampton is no stranger to being a first. In Wisconsin, she was the first African-American female lieutenant, as well as the first African-American female fire captain.
What's bothering you right now?
Titles she holds with bittersweet pride.
Actually, it's about 218 over 88.
Here it is, 2004 when that took place. And it's kind of disheartening that we're having the first of anything. You know, there should have been, it just tells you where we are in society, because I'd like to think there should have been someone long before myself that had come along and held that title.
My blood pressure is dropping.
Climbing the ladder of success, Hampton admits
You feel better?
her male counterparts have been supportive every step of the way.
We just want to get a blood pressure. We're not going to let you go.
I had a great group of guys, or I should say a great group of people that I came on the job with. Most of them are still there. We're still good friends. There's this camaraderie, this connection that you make when you go through the academy with someone. So that's still there.
Okay. Y'all really feeling better?
We all just wanted to make it through, so we were working together to get through.
Change the number on there.
Just because it's not the norm doesn't mean that it can't be done, you know? And we need to get it out of our heads as to what we cannot do.
Staying mentally strong is important, but making sure she is physically able to do the job is priority number 1.
Mother Nature made men and women up slightly different. And this is a job it's a very physical job. Let's not get that wrong. Even though you need to be a rocket scientist, you need to physically be able to do the job. You know, people say, well, you're a captain now. I mean, do you really still go in and burn and bill? I'm like, yeah. And I don't care at what rank I get to. If at any point I can't go in and do what I need to do or pull one of my members out, then I don't need to be here. And I stand behind that.
After returning from one of their runs, the captain takes time to explain what they do when they go out on a call.
So, gotten my call, know where I'm going. Dispatch has told me where I'm going, what I have. Pretty much thinking about what do I have. We're a mini ER on wheels. We go with the BLS crew, basic life support. We're advanced life support. Pretty much anything they do in the ER, we pretty much can do that. We can get a doctor online, and if you know, he orders it, we can do it. So
wow.
That's pretty much it.
That's amazing. So you can pretty much save somebody's life right here.
That's, yeah,
wow.
Of course.
Of course. Now, you know, you got a lot going on here in the truck, but as a firefighter, there's also a lot of gear that you have to wear as well. And I was wondering if you might give me a chance to maybe suit up with you today, see what that's like?
Firefighter first, most
All
definitely.
right. When Captain Hampton suits up, she does it quickly and without thought. Me, not so much. The extra pounds, they took me a while to put on.
And the most important piece.
Oh boy.
Turn
All right,
around.
Here we go.
And this is our SCBA. This is
Oh,
what
Lord.
gives us our fresh air in the fire. You still feeling pretty comfortable?
Maybe. Maybe this isn't so easy.
So now, I want you just to move around a little bit in this.
And I'm supposed to save someone's life while I'm wearing all this, right?
It saves your life while you save others.
Goodness.
We're not going to put this on your face,
Okay,
though.
what is it?
You just snap that
Just
together.
snap that. Wow.
How's
This
that
is
feeling?
Interesting. Oh my gosh.
All right.
It takes a while to get used to.
Good
So
luck in it.
here I am. I'm all suited up here. And so should I don't know, should I maybe run in it or something? See what it's like? Here we go. Okay. You know, running around with that gear on only reinforces the respect I have for women who suit up and save lives.
Can you walk over here?
Yeah, I can do it. Captain Hampton refuses to let stereotypes of any kind hold her back. And that is the message she wants all women of every age to understand.
I wish our young ladies knew that and believed that.
I strongly believe if you have dreams, if you have the passion and the drive, you can pretty much accomplish anything that you want.
Once you learn to do things that you've never thought you could do, you think differently about yourself. There's nothing in the world you can't do if you put your mind to it.
And it's unfortunate not all young ladies have that encouragement, that inspiration, and that's our responsibility, yours, mine, in fields that aren't normally, you know, dominated by women. You know, it's important that we let ourselves be seen that, wow, we're out here, we're doing this, and you can do it. You can do whatever.